Hey everyone, it's Tammy Tiller-Hewitt. I want to come to you today. I'm coming from our studio, and I wanted to talk to you about preparing for year end, because we're thinking about year end and what kind of production do we want to put on for the upcoming year. And I thought I would just take a breather and come to you real quick and talk to you about being planful. You know, we always talk about being intentional, but when it comes to wrapping up your year end, you have to be super intentional. And then in preparation for the new year, how can you be super mindful and prepared so that you can have a rock star level year end and preparation to launch you for an even better year next year? So I thought about 10 quick points that you might want to think about as you're preparing for your year end. And one thing that we talk about think about and definitely advise our clients is to look at your target list. Is it still relevant? Are the providers that you're calling on still in line with the strategic initiatives of your organization? So you always want to visit and revisit that at a minimum on an annual basis. And then what's your current metric system? I mean, how are you measuring and monitoring your effectiveness? If you're just getting a bunch of random data, but it's not in line with what your message is and what you're trying to grow, you're kind of like keeping score on a game that you're not even on the field for. So we want to make sure that's happening. Also, make sure that your monthly meetings and debriefs with your senior leadership team or your key strategic leaders has not fallen off the schedule. And a lot of times, you know, we have our liaisons meet with the CEOs once a week, but in reality, about a half or a quarter of those are canceled for a variety of reasons around busy schedules. So if you set them up to be a little bit more frequent, then you're assured to make sure that they're hit on some very routine cadence. We have to stay in front of these decision makers and these leaders to remind them of all the great things that we're doing out in the field. And there are so many more on this checklist that you can download. Just hit the link below. But one thing I want to remind you of is to do a year-in review, a year-in, I-N review. And that's where you're on one page documenting all of the accomplishments that you've achieved that particular year. Look, no one remembers all the good things we do like we remember. And honestly, most of us have to go back through our calendars and remember what we've done, because that's not what we're constantly trying to do, is keep track of all of our home runs. But one time a year, you need to highlight those. And that year-in review provides two things for you. It provides something for you to take with you for your yearly evaluation, to remind the person that's doing your evaluation of all that you've accomplished. It's also a great resume builder, and really there are three things. The grand slam for it is it really boosts our confidence, because it reminds us of all the great things that we've done to really make a difference in our organization. So listen, don't let another year come to an end without you doing these things, without you looking at this checklist that we're providing to you for free. So no excuses, all right? So we cannot handle excuses at Tiller-Hewitt. We even have a bucket that says excuse bucket, and we'll like go put that in the excuse bucket, or we'll say something like, did you just grab that out of the excuse bucket? Look, great superstar liaisons are not about excuses. They're about solutions. So you guys get out there and be the rock stars that you are. We'll see you next Friday from the field. Bye.